Hi there, and welcome to the final week of the season and the bowl week. And welcome to Craig. How's it going?
Good afternoon, Johnny. Yes, we've got some champions to crown, and the end of the season already. Year one in the bag.
I know it's pretty mental.
Crazy,
So
isn't it?
I haven't got this thing up for it, but obviously congratulations to the Dublin Everton Blues, Daniel Rich, who won the Skara Brae final with 246.34 to 205.61 Gothenburg Angels.
Great result, though. Congratulations to the Dublin Everton Blues. A great result, and our first ever OrkneyBowl champions.
Yeah, and obviously Gothenburg Angels, might not want to mention it, but they did happen to drop Joe Flacco on Thursday night. But I don't think it would have made a difference in the end anyway. But at one point, I don't think it would have been a sore one to go by, because obviously he dropped, once Cooper was out, he dropped Flacco and picked up a different QB, not as good as Flacco. But like I say, in the end, it didn't make any difference. But if it'd only been 10 points in it, you might be kicking yourself all off season. So.
It's one of those ones, Johnny, and it's. I'll take you away back. Let's go back to draft day, and everyone's sitting down getting ready for draft day, and the weeks leading up to draft day, and you're preparing your notes and you're preparing on your players, and you're having a look down the board. Who are those last couple of round picks that am I going to pick up that are going to come good for me towards the end in that? And you can put a poll out there as much as you like, do anything you want, and I'll bet you all the tea in China that not one person had the name Joe Flacco on that list as the player that might just carry them.
No. Well, we can check that as well, but not a chance, no.
And that is how fickle fantasy football is, do you know what I mean? And that is how, the draft matters. Who you pick matters, and it matters, gets you going, and you have your star players, and if your star players can avoid injury and have a good season, blah, blah. The draft is very important, but you don't win a championship through drafting. You never win a champion. You win a championship through agency. You win a championship through the work that you do week on week throughout the season to get the right players in at the right time who are scoring well at the right time. And there you go. It's someone like Joe Flacco who can carry people to a championship through their playoff run.
I know. And he's done bloody well too. Like, if he carries on like that, because for that defense, anything can happen. So.
If you managed to get into the playoffs with Amari Cooper sitting in your team, that got you through one round. And, and then Joe Flacco, if you've brought Joe Flacco in and you got Njoku, you picked up Njoku along the way. Maybe you did draft Njoku, he was getting drafted, but I'm sure he was dropped along the way as well in some leagues,
Yeah.
You've picked him up at the right time.
Yeah.
And it's just... It goes to show that your job's never done, and no matter how well you're playing, no matter how much you're flying throughout the regular season, you need to keep your eye on the ball, because those players that got you there might not be the players that get you the ball, that get you to the championship,
Well, 9 times out of 10 that probably happens, to be honest. But
9 times out of 10 they're not the players that get you to the championship,
Yeah.
So
well, we'll have a quick look at Team of the Week by Leeds Lasso.
Let's do that. That's Leeds Lassos.
So they came third in the division, so they're in the St Magnus division next year. But yeah, it was a nice sending off.
Yeah, nice way to finish. It's so some of the players there. You've got Ache, and he threatened all season long without really. He was out, not playing more often than not. Pucker Motherwell have just scored. So Achan's, flattered to deceive, could have done a whole lot better. Williams missed a chunk of the season. Kamara hasn't been the best. Jackson's been very hot and cold all season long. But they turned up. They turned up for Leeds Lassos this week in the final week of the season. And they've got Ford there at 32 points on the bench and such. So. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice bounce back, and Leeds Lassos will be quite high. I'll take it, obviously, and take the win, take the third place. But they would have had their thoughts on higher things, I would have thought.
Yes. So one thing I have to say to everybody, because obviously the trophy, the helmets and the 2 trophies that were coming from a friend of Gary's, there's going to be a bit delayed because he's had other problems, and they'll only be going on for this year. But I will get trophies for the divisions for next year, but there won't be the helmets. and they should be by the end of January. So they will get sent out as soon as I get them. Their heads paid off the winners. So just let you know.
So yes,
they all are. So
they will arrive and they will be delivered.
Yes, not by hand, obviously. So we'll head on to St Magnus division.
Yeah, so let's go and see. Let's go and crown. What have we got? 8 divisions. Let's go and crown 8 champions.
So the team that scalped me in the playoffs went on to scalp Jack in the final.
Yes,
probably more than me actually. So yeah, that's a sore one. But so he done well getting there, but EK Colts are probably the second highest scoring team.
It's a great win for EK Colts. 259 points. Congratulations to EK Colts and Sean Boy 87. Great win. Unlucky to Jack, obviously. That's it's a sore one, but 170 points in the championship game. It's probably not going to be enough. Derek Henry didn't show up for him. Mike Evans had a real quiet game again. He rolled the Gabe Davis dice and it didn't pay off. That's a proper boomer bust effort there.
Oh, yeah.
He lost Noah Brown really early in the game. Chase didn't do anything. And yeah, he ran into a score. I mean, Devontae Adams and CD Lamb, not the games that they had the week before, both showed up this week.
Adams as well, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Etienne bounced back to a game again. McCaffrey went out, but not able, but 20 points still before he went out, obviously. But then he went down. Be interesting to see how he goes for the Niners the rest into the playoffs.
Well, I think he's not playing this week, so he'll be having he'd sit the week out sitting there. I got the number 1 seed. So
yeah, well, yeah, why not? Of course, why would they play him this week? But yeah, so great win for EK Colts. Unlucky Whitworth Rockstars. Both will be playing in the first division next year. So both have. Am I right in saying that next year the OrkneyBowl champion will come from the first 2 divisions, the 2 division ones?
There'll be a shield type thing to play between the other divisions. It's a playoff type thing, but the OrkneyBowl will be from the top 2.
Campaign will come from Division 1 each year. So both in with a shout of being the second year OrkneyBowl champion. But yes, EK Colts are in St Magnus Division champions this year and very well deserved. And that's after a 7-7 record, by the way. So it just goes to show you that you sneak yourself into those playoffs and anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. And well done to Lisa Lasso's getting in there too. And obviously Webby won the consolation prize over Doug.
Yeah, Webby pipped Doug into for the consolation first prize. So well done to them. What else have we got down there? The Hot Dog Hot Shots won against Laxdale Legends to get themselves into Division 3. Laxdale Legends will be starting in Division 4. But the Leeds Lassos, as we've already talked about the score, 266, a fantastic week. For playoff time, that's a huge score at this time of the season. And they go into Division 1. They will stay in St Magnus with the 11-3 Stoke-on Bengals starting in Division 2 next year.
I know it's going to be a tough one, that one. So going to the Yesnaghy division.
Yes, so my old division, yes. So Division 2. And
well done, Mr. Farquhar.
Yes, congratulations to our Graham and the Glasgow Eagles for beating Alaskan Deep Freeze and winning the championship. The first ever Yesnaghy champions are the Glasgow Eagles. They will be promoted this year and be in Division 1 next year.
Yeah.
And great. Again, it's a cracking score from Graham, 243 with Fields coming back, Etienne, Lamb, all playing well, and that's with Kamara going down, and he rolled the dice with Goddard there. It paid off, whereas for Alaskan Deep Freeze, it was just, White and Gibbs. In fact, it was these running backs, White, Gibbs and Cook. All been scoring really, really well of late and all really didn't show up this week.
Yeah, well, I think Tampa didn't really show up till late on anyway. They were getting hammered.
No, and what happened with that 2-pointer at the end, by the way, because that cost me money. I had both teams to score 15 points or more. And it was the last one on my line. And the Bet365 settled my bet as up and put the money in my account. But then about an hour later, took it back out again.
Well, I think it's just stepped out of bounds before he caught the ball.
Is that what
Or
it was?
something
Because I
like
seen
that,
them
yeah.
doing it too, and I seen it being.
I think it was in the replay. I was watching red zone. I think they were highlighted to the back of a foot.
Well, it cost me
Yeah,
400.
that's
It cost me £440, Johnny.
a sore one.
Yeah, it was. Anyway,
Even
that's
more so, you back Hibs to win, have you?
well, yeah, I've backed Hibs to win. Yeah, it's. Did you hear me saying Bugger Motherwell have scored?
Yeah, I didn't even realise they were playing, to be honest. But yeah, there you go.
The only
So, and
ones letting
obviously,
me down now. They're losing to Motherwell. But
Got-
anyway, that's a wee tangent. But congratulations, Graham and the Glasgow Eagles. Great win, and very unlucky to Lask and Deep Freeze, and 11-3 and 12-2. So it was the top two teams that made it to the final, and rightly so.
and they've been joined by Ancoat Citizens into the St Magnus division.
Yes, he'll be joined by Ancoat Citizens and getting promotion up, and after beating the Godalming Goats. So the Godalming Goats will be starting off in Division 2. And and I beat Sam for the consolation. Sorry, Sam, but at 181 points, it wasn't much. And I'm pretty sure Sam left and Wilson at quarterback. So
He did, yes. I don't think he really cared.
no,
And
so
he
that
was
was that.
super.
But I got a consolation win anyway. And
Good.
more importantly, down at the bottom, Leith Vikings beat the Bedford Brewskis. So Leith Vikings will be going into Division 3 with Bedford Brewskis starting off in Division 4.
So well done, guys. And we'll go on to Queen Hill. So this one was Seattle Patriots losing to Carlton Crew. A bit closer than it looked like at some point, but well done, Carlton Crew. You got some consolation for being so close to many things this year.
That's it. And would 225 have won them the OrkneyBowl?
No, because Danny had 246. So
yeah. So at the end of the day, it was neither here, it was neither. But yeah,
but
I mean,
if they qualified for the Beast, would you beat Gothenburg Angels? But it didn't happen. So
okay, fair enough. So, but yeah, I mean, a great season for the Carlton Crew, and thoroughly deserved their championship. Thoroughly deserved the winning of it and being in Division 1 next year. They've scored consistently well all season long. How they only got to 9-5, I will never know. But
they're the highest scoring team in the league, I think. So
nice win in the final. That's with losing McCaffrey, but the old Prescott Lamb combination worked again this week. And that was back to working, which was always good. And you look down to the defence and the 20 and 24.5 points against 8.5 and 10. That just goes to show you how important getting the defenders right is.
Mm-hmm. It is big still.
Yeah, it makes such a difference, and just good win. Gibbs didn't go so well last week. Addison didn't go so well, but they didn't have to because you only, especially, I mean, this week more than any, you only need to beat the team that's in front of you. And for Seattle Patriots, Barclays just had a terrible whole entire playoff season, so the fact that he's still in the final with Barkley there says a lot. Pacheco had a good week, but Ridley, Smith, Godwin never really done all that much. Fryermuth not a whole lot, and the defense, like I say, 8.5 and 10, it's just not enough at playoff time.
No, not really, but still well done for getting there to the 7 rounds. At least you're in the St Magnus division, and you'll both be joined by the Manchester Bees, who beat Backbrook Panthers. And
it's a bit unlucky for Fraser. He's had a great season, went 10-4, and super season all year, but just fell short at playoff time, and that means he's going to be in Division 2 as opposed to the first division. And then the Manchester Bees thoroughly deserve their place in the top league.
Oh, definitely. They were so close to winning a couple of other things too. So well done, guys. And
yeah, and the Chicago Scorpions beat the New Barsden Marshals. So they'll be in Division. Both of them will be in Division 3 next year. But Chicago Scorpions take the consolation, and In the other one, 252 against 209. So a very good game. The Glen Rothes Nazgulls finally showing, that they're the kind of team that they had, but the 252 points, and that gets them into Division 3 next year.
Yeah. And Glen Rothes Nazgulls will be joining yourself in your division next year, and the Preston Hawks Pure Pest will be down the bottom there. Well, at least they'll Gary for company. So that'll be a fun one to watch when they two play each other. So we'll move on to Millhead.
Yep. So
rattle through them now. So the Dublin there's a Skara Brae champion and obviously our division champion.
Well, let's go and study the team to see how it's went. But yeah, congratulations again, Dublin Everton Blues. I mean, you've won your championship, you've won the Millhead champions, but you are the very first OrkneyBowl winner. You've beaten 95 other people to the title. So that's a pretty good season. There's not many. I don't think there'll be many leagues out there with 96 players involved, in fantasy NFL. It's a close-knit game in the terms of, you only really have 16 team divisions. So very well done to beat 95 other guys that are all been playing all season long. We've done this all year, Johnny, and you can count probably in one hand the amount of times I've seen teams not changed, So everyone's managing their team, and everyone's playing, everyone's managing their team. So to win, it's a tough school, and to win in this school is a great performance.
Yes, and obviously the defence got the 17 points for Moseley and 26 points for Bolton. Defence wins.
And the defence wins championships. That's what they say, isn't it? And it's true in fantasy as well. Defence wins championships. I mean, that's a huge difference there. 20, 30, 43 and a half points against 17, 18 points,
That's a big difference. Obviously, the other like St Brown stood up, Flowers had a big game, Ingram, Reid had a cracking game before he went off injured again.
What a bad week for Colquhoun to get a goose egg for Waterrotten Warriors. So that's a bit harsh. A guy who's been going.
God, I lost a final because I had Commit instead of Likely, and I lost because of it. So I'm not really.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh. If it makes you feel any better, in a $50 league, I had Justin Fields starting at quarterback, and I changed him to Stroud at 5 to 6. And it cost me the tie. I lost by 4 points.
Was that the final?
No, semi-final. Finals next week. But I would have been playing Doug in the final in the $50 league. Doug's went to the final and I missed out in the final by 4 points. And that's why I literally at 5-2 decided that Fields, the weather wasn't the best and Stroud was going to have a better game.
Is that the one I won last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just week 18, the finals is stupid though. So.
Yeah, I know, week 18 finals, not the best, but Doug's in it.
Yeah, there you go. Danny only brought in Bolton this week, so that was a nice pickup.
Yeah, that's a great pickup as well. Yeah, and it just goes to show that late in the day, you should still be looking. You should still be looking at the agency. You should still be seeing who's there. You've got a final to win, and there's a lot of these guys that will be kicking about on the agency that will have scored really well in that fit, last week, getting chances. And it just goes to show you, just because your team's got to the Super Bowl, it doesn't mean it can't be improved upon.
Well, that was it. Danny was a bit worried when he left Ford on the bench on Thursday night.
I bet you he was.
But then I was getting the messages from Garrett, and he dropped Flacco the night before. So both of them made a blunder in that game. But obviously it didn't make a difference. He still went on to win.
No, that's it. And
the rest of the team stood up for you, so that was all right. That's what matters, Danny. It always happens when you get to a final, or semi-final, you think of it right to the last minute. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
And but you got to roll the dice, Johnny. See, once you're there, you're not going to get there every year. You don't get a championship match every year. See, once you're there, you got to sometimes take the chance. You got to roll the dice. You got to sometimes drop the guy who got you there because he's just not performing anymore. You got to leave A-Chain on the bench, a Barkley on the bench. You got to bench Henry for a Ford, because it's a better matchup and they've got a better game. And
no. The thing is that A-Chain probably wouldn't have played A-Chain if Mostert was in.
No, that's it. Yeah, so that was a big one for him as well, getting the chain in. But yeah, I mean, it's massive. And as I say, what Orton Warriors said, that it obviously wasn't snowing in Vermont because Derek Henry didn't show up. You know, he had a bad week. Smith and Jigba didn't do much. And, you know, as we say, Komet having a goose egg in finals day, it's just heartbreaking. You know, and in the meantime, he's got Johnson on the bench scoring 34.5 points, you know. He's got Bernard on the bench with 31.5 points. And it's, you know, it's a what ifs, but he did lose Mostert and he did lose Jacobs and even Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know,
well, in fairness, he's lost Jacobs for the last 3 weeks. I mean, he wasn't really doing much.
Yeah, so it was tough week and unlucky to Watt Orton, but very well done, Dublin Everton Blues. Not only the Mullhead champions, but also the OrkneyBowl champions for year one.
And that was a close one for the third place playoff. You got Leicester Tiger 246 against our own Sean 234.
It was,
yes. I wanted Sean to win, but he didn't do it for me, actually.
So,
but he has won the Show Me the Money Championship, so well done there.
He did win the Show Me the Money Championship, so I'm sure he'll be fine with that.
For the fourth time. So,
but
yes.
Leicester Tigers, they'll be in Division 1 next year, and Sean will be chasing promotion next year into Division 1 because he will be starting in Division 2.
I know. And obviously, Nairn Knights get the consolation winner.
Yes,
a nice win. A wee win at the end, yeah.
A wee win for Joe at the end after losing the Show Me the Money final. So that was unlucky for Joe, but yeah, a nice wee win there for him. So that just cements the consolation prize. Nothing in it for him. And the one that mattered, Preston Panthers will be in Division 3 next year with Workshop Broth Rookies heading into Division 4.
Well, hopefully they pick their team in the draft because it looks like they still haven't changed their team for a while. But maybe because they didn't get anything, they just gave up and let it run.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes you just give up along the way, don't you? But we'll obviously you'll be collecting money and before the drafts, and if it's not paid, then we move on and find someone else.
Definitely. So yeah, because I'll probably make the deadline the 1st of June. That's quite a time to get $10 and give them plenty of time to anybody else to turn up. So we'll move on to the Happy Valley, the West Conference, and our other
our other finalists, the Gothenburg Angels. Very unlucky. I mean, they've won their at least they've won their division, Johnny. They've scraped their division.
Well,
this one might change.
This game here is why I haven't paid anybody out yet.
Yeah,
I don't want a Thursday score correction of like 1.5 points changing the outcome. So, well, wait till Thursday. I'm off on Thursday, and so as soon as it comes through, everybody will get paid.
Absolutely,
but it's just so close. But it's a great result because obviously this league was so close. This is the one that anybody could have won.
Yeah, no, it was. It was exceedingly close.
So it's a good win, and 205 to 203. It's a sore loss for Turbo Titans, but at least they will be in Happy Valley next year. But losing Kamara didn't help.
Yes,
he didn't do much.
I mean, that's cost them effectively. That's cost them that's cost them the Happy Valley Championship effectively. You know, Kamara going down. He only needed 10 more yards from Kamara, one more catch, 10 more yards, and it's this, You have to expect Kamara, a player like Kamara, to get it. I mean, he went out in the first half. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So very unlucky, but and it's unlucky for Gothenburg Angels. Very well done. Congratulations on the championship. But and Tyrod, you're picking between Tyrod Taylor and Tyler Heineke. It's no easy, you know, and that's a quarterback option. Did you say it was them that had Flacco? Yeah.
I'm just looking at it. I'm pretty sure it is. There he is. What did Flacco score then?
I think it was only about 30.
He only scored 28, so it's actually...
Yeah, so it's no. He didn't have a massive week
5 points difference.
The week before that's the last couple of weeks that he's been massive. But yeah, I mean, it was... I mean, Taylor done fine for 23 points. It's not terrible at quarterback. You know, you want more, but... It's
running his problem, so
it's part.
And that big pass to Slayton again.
But
so that was another good.
The bigger problem was Bijan only getting 17.85. Again, it's par, but you're looking for a birthday there. Elliott only getting 13.85. It's par.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for that touchdown, he was still in single figures. He did not have a good game, Elliott. He got stuck.
No, he didn't. And yeah, he didn't. It was a touchdown that got him there. But the touchdowns get you there. That's what they do. AJ Brown, that's a bogey for AJ Brown at 12.3, Dots
Well, that's been 5 weeks in a row. He's had a bad week.
Brown's just fallen off a cliff, hasn't he?
Because he had all those games over 125 yards, like 5 games in a row, and he's had nothing since.
Well, Philadelphia fell off a cliff, so that's pretty much what's his form's followed their form, really, hasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, Wilson didn't really. He's chucked Wilson in there. Obviously, hearing that Moss starts out, I'll throw Wilson in and hope that he gets it, And it's saying he's got some, but he's not got a lot. And it's, a wee Darius Slayton in there would have helped a wee bit more, towards the OrkneyBowl. But yeah, it's a good win and 205 points not to be sneezed at in the final week, So well done, Gothenburg Angels. Unlucky Turbinville Titans. But you're in Division 1 next year, so you can also play for the OrkneyBowl next year. You can go for it next year.
And obviously you've got your winners coming out tops and stopping your Bonnyrigg Cheeseheads.
Yeah, that's
so they'll be in the Happy Valley, but
224 points and coming second. That's and not winning your games about half. So a great win for Yeovil winners, and they will join Gothenburg Angels and Turbinville Titans and Happy Valley next year. So they will stay put. They will not be getting relegated. Everyone else is getting relegated.
Yep. And you've got Darlington Dragons coming up, winning the consolation against the Norwich Mustard Men.
Yes, good win, 198 points. So that's they'll be in. Although they'll both be in Division 3 next year.
Yeah, they'll be joined by the Guildford Raptors, which is one of my favourite logos as well. So it's quite nice.
Yeah, there we go. So they'll be in Division 3 as well next year, with the rest heading into Division 4.
Yes. We'll go to Maze Howe.
So our Maze Howe champions for 2023 are
the Darlow Destroyers.
The Darlow Destroyers.
8 and 6 Darlow Destroyers. This is the highest score I never noticed for 291. Jesus.
Oh, 291 points. Yeah, there's the highest scoring game the week in champions game.
I just couldn't see it when I was looking, but there it is. Yes. Smith, Williams, Hall, Johnson, Reid, Warren.
Yeah, Johnson at tight end. There's a championship winning move if ever I've seen one. That's what's won on the championship here. It's chucking him in. He's got no grade. Hawkins, he had Hawkinson, and you lose Hawkinson to right the last minute. What do you do? You go and find Johnson and chuck him in for 34.5 points.
I know it's out the crack of one. Well done. Don't know if I missed that, but
yes, that's a big move. Jalen Reid as well, 28.9. You could have easily left him out because he was an injury worry before the game and he didn't finish the game.
I know he didn't play the week before either, did he?
No, he didn't play the week before, but a great win. But this was done with Ford on the bench as well, Whereas Justice Hill, what a game he had, So Bogdan reaches Falcons, could have played Justice Hill, I guess. But outside of that, they've picked pretty much the right team. Lost Elijah Moore, which was a bit of a shame because he was starting to really motor, He
was doing well, yeah. But it wouldn't make a difference in the end, anyway. Not when you're losing.
No, it made a difference. 291 points is absolutely massive.
Well done for getting to the final and getting up to the top division. And they'll be joined by the Whitford Educators.
The Portland Lumberjacks got a wee bloody nose again in the third, fourth place, so they'll be heading into Division 2. The Kelsey move did not pan out in the end.
No.
And Whitworth Educators will be into getting promoted up into Division 1. Happy Valley.
Well done. And this is where the fun starts. Going what are they?
Well, we've got the Crew Juggernauts beat the Cavite Porters for the consolations there. and
Yes.
and who else have we got there? So the Birmingham Giants will be heading into Division 3 to join them, beating the Sandbach Sunsets, so they'll be going into Division 4.
The one thing here is that this is the division that the Burnham Cross Pandas have left. So the winner of the consolation actually go up to the second division. So the Crew Juggernauts will be taking the Burnham Cross Pandas, who were actually in the second division when they tried to leave. They will be moving up to the second division, and both Sandbach and Birmingham Giants will be in the third division with Cavite, and the new team, which will be, I've got it here. Because I've got his name's Jack Dodd, his dad's Dickinson Stevens, and it's going to be the Birmingham Blizzards.
There you go. So they'll be joining Division 4 in the West.
And that's the logo. I'll post it in the chat in a minute. So
I
was just waiting to pick his logo. So they'll be joining the fourth division. But he's a canny fantasy football player. I'm pretty sure he won a league I was in as well, on a different one. So
yeah, I'm sure.
It's his way to get back up. So
if anyone else is thinking of pulling out and not playing next season, if you could let us know as early as possible, so if we can find no harm, no foul, but we will need to find a replacement. Obviously, we need 96 players to make the league complete. So if you could let us know sooner rather than later, if you are planning on leaving, then that would be fantastic.
Preferably not, though.
Yes, of course, but we need to a little bit of notice goes a long way.
So here's the one you wanted.
So here we go. Way Marwick Head and champion. If I can't win one, my laddie can.
Your family can. Yeah.
So congratulations, Aaron. Well done. Gave Graham an absolute doon, to be fair, in the final. It was funny. Graham and I were at tennis the other night. All heads have equalised. Too little, too late. Gets.
It was all right.
Gets. So Graham and I down at tennis on probably last Wednesday or so, I can't remember when, but before the game's kicked off, and he was saying how he couldn't decide on his quarterbacks. He's picked up Stidham, and he's not wanting to play Tua. He doesn't like a matchup. Tua's out. Is he going to have to roll a dice with Stidham, or he was running through the other ones that were down there? Is he going to go with Stick? Or I said, but you got to look at Goff. I said, yeah, they're at Dallas, but it's going to be a shootout. It's Dallas are going to score points, so Detroit are going to have to go for it, and Detroit can score. If I were you, I'd go with Goff. I said, so he's taken that. He's went with Goff, and he's got him 20 points.
Although, in fairness, it wouldn't have made any difference because
it would have made no difference whatsoever. It wasn't Goff that cost him it. It was Eckler that's cost him this whole season. Really, if Eckler could have done half, if Eckler could have been half the player he was supposed to be, Graham would have been right up there with a chance of the Orkney. And he did have a chance of the OrkneyBowl despite he wasn't a million miles behind. He must have been like third or fourth in the final, in the playoff weeks. So he was very unlucky, but he's rolled the Shaheed dice this week and it's not worked. Judy's not really done his thing that he needed. Cup's been quiet. Nakua done okay, but he kind of shared it with Cup a little bit. Addison's not done much. Chandler's not done much. And Aaron's just popped in with, McCaffrey's carried them all season long, and DJ Moore's pulled it out the bag in the final week for him. Aaron Jones has kind of had a decent enough week. And it's been enough, and he's went on, and that's despite Jordan Love's 40 points on the bench. He has went, and he has won himself a title in his first real season of fantasy.
I know, well done, Aaron. I'm sure you'll never let Craig forget it.
Yeah, I'm sure. But unlucky Graham as well. But he done very well to get the championship. And both will be in Division 1 next year. So both are not getting promoted one division, they're getting promoted 2 divisions. And I'm sure
joined by Melbourne Supremacy as well. They'll be joining them.
And joined by Melbourne Supremacy, who beat the Whitchurch Warriors indeed. And I'm sure all three will be looking forward to a pop at Division 1 next year and a chance to play for the OrkneyBowl again as well.
Yeah. And obviously the Chester Hurricanes won the consolation. So
they did.
Be in the third division.
Yes, with a nice 246-point haul. And they'll be joined by the Peterhead Bloody Jets and our Mark, who beat the Plymouth 49ers, so Ads will be heading into Division 4.
I know Ads had a nice little run there before the playoffs started, but then it just sort of fell apart again at the end. Like, so.
But very much, it's how it goes. You know, when you get that run into the playoffs, it makes you overly confident as well. It really does, because you think, oh, I'm on fire, my guys are playing well. And the amount of times that you come in and you come into the playoffs flying, and you end up hitting the wall week one, and that happened to me so many places.
I guess they're the fourth highest scoring team in the league before the playoffs started, but they conceded the most by quite a bit.
And that's
5 and 9. It's just a bit like you were in your auction thing.
That's the luck of the draw stuff, Johnny. That's what that is.
Just so one, but good luck next year. Then we'll go on to the Murphy stage, so we'll have another OrkneyBowl winner. Woo! Alan's avoided me for the last 5 weeks in Tesco, and he goes on to win the division.
Yes. So we've got another Orkney winner. So fantastic. Congratulations, Alan. Well done on your Dwarfy Stain Championship. And yes, a winner in the OrkneyBowl in year one. So he will be over the moon, I'm sure.
Yeah. Unlucky Tony, you've had a great year. You know, you won the Rousey Cup.
Won the Rousey Cup, yes.
Nearly got into the Skara Brae. Unfortunately, fell short, and Alan's just come out with a really good score this week to put a damper on you.
I mean, he has. It's unlucky for the South London Rebels, you know, as you say. They've had a great season. Lost Kamara in the first half, which is always going to hurt, you know. Kittle's not in. Eckler. They've had such a good year despite having Eckler there as well. Much like Graham, Eckler's been much like Graham in the last division. Eckler has been the scourge of the South London Rebels this year, and I will be exceedingly surprised if we see Eckler anywhere near a Tony Harrison team next season. I swear to God, I will.
Or Gabe Davis. Oh,
yes.
Look at the bench. Justice Hill, Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? You would never have played Mitchell. You would never have played. You could have made a call for playing Robinson. You know, you can make a call for playing Hiller. You know, it's you've got him sitting there, and he's always going to get touches. But who in front of? You know, Tajay, obviously, Spears. You could have maybe played in front of, but you're not playing him in front of Eckler is the thing. You know, and Eckler's been the problem. And
yes,
I mean,
Alan. Just reading the comment, Alan said, "Hey lads, cheers, Johnny. Quite job trying to avoid you around Orkney this past few weeks."
Yeah, he's done well avoiding you.
He's done a good job there.
You can come out of hiding now, Alan. You can take the disguise off. You're called in for another. You're called in for the next 7, 8 months. But yeah, I mean, Gabe Davies, he's a boomer buster. You know, he's a boomer buster. You put him in there in the hope that it's going to be a 30-pointer, and if it's not going to be a 30-pointer, it's going to be a disappointment. He's not going to score you 19, 20, you know.
No.
But yeah, good week for Alan. And, you know, he's chucked Heineke in there and he's done fine. You've got Williams. Kyrie Williams has had a great season. I think he's going to be an early pick next year in a lot of drafts, you know. Jefferson's just been unfortunate with the injuries, but St. Brown's been great.
And the quarterback he had the weekend didn't really help either.
No, it didn't. Of course not. And it's you know it's kind of not going, is it? It's until they. I mean, next year he should have Cousins back. I can't see any of these boys keeping Cousins out the job, you know. But then is he not free agency next year?
Well, yeah, they're going to have to pay him. That's the thing. But what is there instead? There's not much. There's no other option. He's the best player for that team.
They have paid him a lot of money over the years, so that it has to be.
But he always finds a good contract.
He does.
Always had a contract. So
it's crazy. I mean, the contract that they gave him when they got him from the Commanders was just crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, let's not forget Tony's got Allen.
Lamb.
He's got Allen. He's got Lamb. He's got Allen. He's got Cooper. He's got Hawkinson, and he's got Harris all on IR. You know, so. I mean, that's a lot of players to be missing at this stage. I mean, I know Allen's got Foreman, Jacobs, Moss, and Lawrence as well. And Lawrence was a loss for him.
Yeah.
Despite Heineke going along okay. But yeah, great win for Allen. Congratulations to the Kirkwall Raiders.
And they will be joined in the top division by another Kirkwall boy, Ross.
They will indeed. So,
Ross.
yes, Ross got Kirkwall Cowboys after their 7-7. He's managed to get them up to Division 1, beating the Lanarkshire Bombers, 11-3 and heading into Division 2. So that's unlucky for the Lanarkshire Bombers, so it is. And down at the other side, Grote lost in the championship match against the London Eagles, and the Wakefield 49ers will be joining them in Division 3 after beating the Bluetown Texas. And poor Michael will be jumping into Division 4 and have the long way to go to the OrkneyBowl title, the longest way to go for the OrkneyBowl title.
It is, but it's a challenge.
It is. And Johnny, I do believe that it's us for 2023.
I think it is indeed, yes. And I'd like to, as a commercial, I'd like to thank everybody for joining. I know the nice message. Glad everybody's enjoyed it, and obviously, I'm still waiting about 12 more people to join the community chat, so that way I could just put stuff on there and everybody can see it. But we'll get there. But no, it's been fun, and I've enjoyed it. Bit stressful about the helmets, but hey ho.
Listen, don't worry about the helmets, Johnny. They will come out. They will come through. And it's you have let's not forget, this is year 1. You always have these teething issues when you start up something of this size. And this is massive, 96 people in a fantasy league, and you're chucking in that charity best ball that you really shouldn't be doing, when you've got this going, and all those other ones that you're doing. So you're going to hit some stumbles along the way. There's no getting away from it. I'm sure the 96 guys have enjoyed their season this year. They've had a great time, and they would know that these things can have blips along the way. And the blip this year seems to be the helmets are coming late because the guy's working on them. You're in touch. You're constantly on the chat. That's absolutely fine. We will have these blips, but you've done a great job running this, Johnny, and take the credit where it's due, because it's no easy undertaking. It's really not.
No, I've definitely got more grey hairs than this year, but like I am cutting a lot of leagues down so I can concentrate more on here, and maybe get down to about 10, 15 teams, and be a bit more competitive in other leagues, because a lot of times I've just not been.
Yeah, the point you need to do now with this in the background, what you got to do is you got to just have your concentrated leagues, so have your dynasties and stay in your dynasties because they're dynasties, but then the best balls, fair enough, is off season, but see, come July, you shouldn't even be looking at a best ball after the 1st of July. You should start thinking of, just bin all your best balls, put them all away. You've had your fun with them February to June, and you've chucked ones in, but then just concentrate on your dynasties and your redrafted ones that you want to do, because you still enjoy the redraft ones.
I do, just getting time to work it all, but yeah, like I say,
and remember the amount of work you have to do on this in season that takes away from your managing of your teams, and make sure you've not got too many teams to manage as well.
I know, I've already dropped out of about 7, so I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But I can't do much more until the league's renewed, and then I can just say, sorry, no.
Well, that's it. But it's... But you've done a good job year 1, Johnny, and it'll only get better. You only learn as you go, and it'll only get better as we go.
And for those that haven't signed up, the form is on the Twitter page for the Orkney charity, whatever it is, website. That was also in the chat. So Tony picked the charity this year, so it's a nice one to help prevent suicide. So the more money, the better. It'll be good. So if anybody wants to join, just let me know and I can send them the link.
Absolutely.
And I hope you all enjoy the off season.
Yes, enjoy it. Have a great summer. Have a happy new year, everyone. Have a great summer. Let's make sure you get all your studying done, get your teams ready, get everything ready, because comes August, we're off again.
Yeah, and obviously look forward to Dallas collapsing in the playoffs as well.
Let's
go anybody that's playing them.
So apart from the Niners.
Good point, actually. Yeah, we have a lot of Niners here. They are getting a bit cheeky at some points. But
apart from the 49ers, anyone but the 49ers in Dallas.
The LA Rams, go on. Get in there a minute.
Go on, Green Bay. What's wrong with the Green Bay Packers, who only need to beat the Bears to get in, Johnny? How about the go on the Green Bay Packers to win it?
Only Taylor Reid catches 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
That will do me fine. That will do me fine.
Against the Bills. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good fun.
Indeed.
Right. So long, everybody, and we'll see you.
Cheers, guys. See you in 7-8 months.
Bye now.